Let's talk about building a profitable production schedule at the front desk and how the front desk team member is the key in making that successful. Hey, I'm Dr. Corey Frogley, CEO and co-founder of BlueIQ, excited to share with you on what is going to make the most successful production schedule for you and your practice. You see, production is all about the value of your services being delivered day in and day out. And as you know, there's different types of appointments at the front desk, and so I want to kind of separate those and talk individually on how we make each one better. Let's start with focusing on increasing the productivity on the new patient side. Now, as you know, marketing is such a key lifeline to growing your practice. And depending on your marketing systems, you're going to get all sorts of leads. And unqualified leads have a much higher no-show rate than those who are qualified. So what makes a qualified lead? So step number one is, as we have the new patient on the phone, we want to send them a text to make sure that they are capturing your phone number and creating a contact within their cell phone, so any future communication is coming from you and they recognize that number. We just want to engage them, and while they're on the phone, ensure that they receive that text and now recognize that number. Step two to ensure a higher probability show rate is that we give them a time frame of when we want that new patient application back, and it's well before their visit, so that you have the information. If they've gone through the process of entering that information, there's a much higher probability show rate that they're going to show up to the appointment. We don't want them just bringing in the information at the time of the service, because that actually lowers the probability show rate of them being here. Step number three is we want to send them a link to a video of your doctor, your provider sharing their why. Why did they start this practice? What are they going to experience on their first visit? Even giving them an office tour, because marketing is all about them knowing you, liking you, and want to trust you. And by them seeing that experience on the first visit increases that dramatically. And those steps allow us to see a much higher show rate with these leads as you qualify them to go through your new patient system. Hey guys, if you're fired up about this content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on notifications. Turn those on so you don't miss future episodes, because I've got way more content to share with you. Let's go ahead and pivot now to your front desk established patient system, which is really focused on building those appointments and increasing your kept appointment percentage. Those patients have already been accepted into care. They should already have recommended treatment. And one tip that has dramatically increased our probability show rate is when there's clear agreements with the provider with the patient on how often that patient should be coming in, and that's recorded in your notes so that the front desk team member is very clear on how frequent that patient should be coming in. When that agreement's in place, you as the front desk team member have authority, the ability to recommend to the patient how often that patient should be here based upon your provider's recommendations. Tip number two then is looking for holes in your schedule. Now, when a patient cancels or no-shows, that leaves a hole in the schedule that we could have been seeing a patient, but there's also more than likely other holes that we could be filling either later today or even tomorrow or next week as you're building the future schedule. The more proactive we get at looking into the future and booking appointments, the more productive that schedule becomes. So BlueIQ actually scours your data looking for patients who should be on the schedule but they're not, and generates different lists for different time periods and offers them up to you in a very simple way that you can click on and begin communicating with that patient to bring them back into the practice. These are the tips that allow you to focus on the best patients that will fill the schedule, who will actually show, who will actually pay for their services, and ideally even refer their family and friends. And those are the patients that generate a productive schedule as you continue to build that moving forward. So focusing on the new patients, focusing on the established patients, so that as we do a great job over here, it continues to expand this, which allows the provider then to add even future providers or grow your treatment time as you really hit your production per hour benchmarks. And as you execute these steps, you will see a very profitable schedule continue to grow within your practice. Now don't forget, guys, to click the link below to get our front desk checklist, which will help you in your front desk train on the most effective things that are going to grow your practice.